B&B spoilers. Born in beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, November the 27th. Shauna get huge news from Rich. Brooks tell Liam and Hope about the night before. Liam learns the truth from Hope about her encounter with Thomas. Rich and Brooks' relationship changes forever. Thomas and Hope give the class good news. Rich Forrester will demand some answer from Brooke Forrester. As B&B viewers know, Brooke had just spilled the beans to Rich about how she and Hope Logan were under the belief that Thomas Forrester had died. As B&B viewers will remember, Hope had pushed Thomas aside on the catwalk at Forrester Creation and he fell into an open vat of liquid. Thinking that the vat was filled with hydrofluoric acid, Hope panicked and didn't know what to do. Instead of calling 911 or telling anyone about the accident, she took to class Forrester and went home to Brooks' mansion. From there, Brooke urged Hope to keep Thomas' death a secret, so that she wouldn't be implicated in his death. But then Thomas showed up 24 hours later, very much alive, and Brooke knew that Rich was going to hear the story from either her or from Thomas. So she decided to get in front of it and tell Rich herself. Rich Forrester is shocked by his wife's action. Having heard the tale, Rich is now shocked and is trying to process what happened and what Brooke did, or more accurately, what she didn't do. According to B&B scholars, things won't go well from here, and their relationship will change forever in an emotional moment. Rich will probably confront Brooke about what she concealed Thomas' death from him, and he's going to want to hear details. Of course, Brooke will probably try to explain what she was trying to protect Hope, what was she was trying to protect Hope, and that nothing she did or didn't do ended up hurting Thomas. But that's not going to sit well with Rich, who will be horrified that Brooke thought it was acceptable to conceal his son's accident and presumed death from him. Rich Forrester walked out on Brooke Forrester. According to B&B spoilers, Rich will be furious with Brooke, and he'll decide that this is simply the last straw for their marriage. B&B viewers should praise for some emotional scenes as Brooke blessed with Rich not to walk out on her and see things her way. But it doesn't look like Rich will be willing to stick around, especially after he realizes that Brooke might never have come forward if Thomas hadn't reappeared. It At any rate, it appears that Rich will decide that he's had enough, and he will walk out on Brooke. Whether he formally announces that their marriage is over remains to be seen, but it certainly appears that Brooke will get the picture pretty clearly that Rich is done. B&B spoilers, Hope Logan and Thomas Forrester are at a crossroads. Meanwhile, on Tuesday's new episode of B&B, Thomas and Hope will find themselves at the crossroads. As B&B viewers know, Hope has just learned that Thomas will not be contesting the paperwork that he signed allowing Hope to adopt the class. Sorry. The, that came as a surprise to Hope, but she's happy about their development. Although she's a bit concerned about how co-parenting is going to work between her and Thomas. As B&B viewers know, Hope previously was plotting to adopt to class and get joint custody of him so that she could later file for joint custody and take him away from Thomas completely. But does she still want to do that? Perhaps the scare over Thomas' death has caused her to rethink her plan. After all, she was pretty worried about the class losing his father, so that might have changed her perspective a bit. Douglas Forrester gets some great news. The Born a Beautiful spoiler says that Hope and Thomas will decide to tell the class that she is his new mother. It looks like the class will still be awake, so they will go to his room and give him the good news. It should make the class pretty happy to hear the news, since he loves Hope so much and has wanted her to be his new mother for some time. And who knows, this could be the start of a decent relationship between Hope and Thomas going forward. They may still have some issues to work out, but coming together for the class' sake could be the impetus for a good co-parenting relationship for them. Rich shares something with Shauna. Born and Beautiful fans wanted to be mad at her for her actions as of late, but it's hard when there is a little boy who could not be happier to find out that she is his mother. He's clearly has such a rough life with parents who are just so scheming and underhanded, and we don't speak lightly of this because his mother is dead. But Caroline was not always a nice woman. She was manipulative woman at times. She did lie about being ill to get Thomas back in her life. If we are all being very honest, and he is a man who is not much different than she is, and that's not good either. This little boy is still young and impressionable, which means we think that he has a chance at becoming a much better person if Hope is raising him. But we still want to be mad at her for doing what she's been doing. Shauna is making it very clear to everyone in her world that she is going to do all she can do to keep Rich to herself. She's there for him, she's loving him, she's supporting him, and show on to him right now that his own wife is not. And we can't help but wonder if she will go out of her own way to learn what is going on with him and Brooke, or if she will continue to rely on Quinn for that information. After all, her friend is good for it if we had to guess. She's someone who doesn't make any amends about how badly she wants to see things work out for Shauna and Rich so that she can keep her friend. So we assume Queen is making this information available to her left and right. What's next on Born Beautiful? Shauna is nothing if not a woman who knows what she wants, which means she's going to have some serious feelings about what Rich has to share with her today. He's, he has some big news for her, and we can't help but think that this news has all the things to do with the fact that his wife is not going to stay with him and that he's going to be a man who is single from now on. It might even mean he wants to see where things go with her. Either way, it's big news and she won't know what to do with it. It's going to be a situation she has to deal with. And we get that. We love that. But there is also more. We are also more to see that Brooke is sharing with her and Liam what happened the night before, which is big news too. Liam is going to learn the truth about what happened with Thomas, and we can see him being more than a little confused. He is a man who is going to deal with things his own way, but he's not going to be very happy that Hope did what she did and she lied to him, and that didn't come to him or even go forward to try and get him more help. He will be relieved that Thomas is alive and well. But he will be horrified to see this side of this woman. She might not be who he thought she was anymore. Annika's Noel on Thomas' disappearance. Hope knows she is guilty. Thomas Forrester's disappearance and presumed death was eating Hope Logan alive. Actress Annika Noel talked about the storyline and teased what's come next. Keep reading to get on the details. Thomas Forrester's disappearing act. B&B Spoilers confirms that Thomas really wasn't dead like Hope thought. She was in a state of shock over the thought of killing him. She even went to her mother for help. However, Hope soon realized that her mother would rather protect Hope and bury the secret about Thomas than reveal the truth. Villains resurfaces. On Friday's episode of the CBS soap opera, Hope realized that the dead character actually alive and, well, she was stunned, but filled with relief at the same time. She was about to go to the police to confess killing Thomas, so he appeared just in time. However, don't expect this to be a forgive and forget scenario. Born in Beautiful Spoilers, Hope Logan's Guilt. In the latest issue of Soap Opera Digest, Noelle discussed Hope's guilt. The characters were so consumed by it that she could barely speak to Rich Forrester. What transpired between them were really like a perfect storm. A lot of pieces had to be in a place for this very unique circumstances to have happened. But still, the guilt is eating her alive. B&B Spoilers Romantic Rift. Now that Thomas is known to be alive, don't expect things to get easier for Hope. Thomas is more determined than ever to get the girl of his dreams. They will have to co-parent to Class Forrester together. You better believe that Thomas will take full advantage of those opportunities. Plus, he will cause some problems between Hope and Liam Spencer. Whether they can, the, whether these storms though remains to be seen. What do you think will happen with Thomas, Hope, and Liam in the next few weeks? Keep watching the CBS soap opera to see how this storyline develops.